Brothers XV here. Welcome to my Throne of Liberty first 10 levels review. This is my character. I'm kind of gooning around, but yeah. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna talk about Lost Ark, Throne of Liberty, for the next 20 minutes or so, and basically tell you what you should expect when you play the game, how it feels, and if you're interested and you want to play the game. Right now, it's only out in Korea, so you have to get yourself a Korean account and use a VPN to log into that account. With that being said, let's go ahead and go into the review. Crushed it. Throne of Liberty has released in Korea, and there's a lot of anticipation on the game because when it was out during beta, negative scathing reviews. And now that it's released in Korea, a lot of people are actually receiving the game pretty positively. So I wanted to try out the game, but unfortunately it's not released in the States, so I went through a process and I was able to get myself an account in Korea. And so now I'm trying out the game. I just want to share my experience with you guys to let you guys know how I'm feeling about the game. This video will cover character creation, the beginner area, and then levels. I think I get to level 9, possibly 10. But it's going to be like multiple series. So if you guys like this content, make sure you like it, comment, subscribe to see more of it. Let me know that you like it because then I'll keep doing it. Because the game, you can see my settings are in English. It's not an add-on. They allow you to play the game in English. It's just a lot of the story elements, like the voice acting, it's all in Korean. So until Amazon releases the game in NA, if you want to play the game, you have to play it on Korean servers. But it's honestly not too much of a distraction if you guys can get over like hearing Korean in the background and then the ping issue. But I don't think the ping's too bad. You'll see me when I'm playing. Like there's some things like, oh, that was a slingshot from ping. But other than that, like in terms of playing the game, it's very much playable. But in terms of character creation, so character creation is very similar to all NC Soft character creation. It's pretty good. If you think about like Black Desert, well, that's Pearl Abyss. But if you think Black Desert, if you think Lost Ark, the character creation, it's like the same thing. What there's cool is actually a feature which I end up doing is you can take a picture of yourself and the game has AI that'll scan it and it'll basically make your character reflect your actual face. So I think I end up doing that. You just see like it's a very good character creation. I end up making a character that looks like you can put like blush on him and stuff. I make him look kind of like Viking-esque, and so that's what I end up making, right? So he looks like some kind of like some Viking dude, and then this is when I discover you can actually submit your face. You see me doing it. Actually, I'm gonna have to move my face to show you my face. You see me taking the picture here. I take a picture, I email it to myself. It's very easy. I go downloads, face, open, and then it does its little AI scan, and this is what it thinks my face looks like. If you see, I've got apparently really fluffy cheeks, and I've got like triple eyelid surgery. But it's actually not that bad. In terms of like an Asian perspective of what an American looks like, I think it's pretty accurate actually. Just minus the hair color, which I end up changing later. I did actually do another picture of my face, and I scan it again, and it literally comes out the exact same. So it's actually pretty accurate to what it perceives you as. So I changed the hair color, make it slightly red, but I thought the hair was actually really accurate. How I've got like this slight comb over and then short on the sides, and then my eyes are bigger and they're like hazel blue. I thought it was actually a pretty good job. So I ended up going with the character, and then we load in. So here's like the very first negative thing I'll say, and it's been driving me crazy. So if anyone knows like a better solution, please like let me know. You see in the background right now, the screen's like white right here. This isn't like part of the game. It's not supposed to be part of the game, but this is my active screen. I've got a 7900 XTX with a I think it's a 27950 CPU. Like this is not my PC, bro. Like you see, like it's just kind of like I don't know what's causing it, and I kept troubleshooting. And what I ended up doing is I ended up reducing the light quality. So what I end up doing is I end up going through the lighting quality, I believe, and I make it low, and it greatly reduced all of it. Because it will happen in the outside the tutorial areas too. What you see around the screen here, so this is called a blur effect. You can get rid of it, but it's weird. In the actual tutorial area, it doesn't allow you to get rid of it. So I end up struggling with this for like probably like 20-30 minutes. And this is where you can like name your character. I think is where you name your character. But You got all this. But you see how the left half of the
lighting
screen?
was not such a freaking problem in this game, dude. What is going on?
So like the lighting is just a huge distraction. That like again, it took me like an hour to figure out how to like make this lighting like better.
Really pretty though.
So it looks good. So in terms of graphics, it has this like Black Desert Online kind of feel to it, where like in Black Desert Online, sometimes like the hair, the edges of the character, it's not sharp, and it's just kind of like the way I think NCSoft does their or the not NCSoft, how the game runs on a certain engine, and I think that's how the engine handles its graphics. As you like zoom out a little bit, it doesn't care about the finer details, so it creates like a slight blur. You'll see it a little bit more when I'm like running around my character, and I have everything like epiced out, but it's not, you get used to it. It just takes a slight like adjustment. Like I'm used to playing World of Warcraft, which is a much more cartoonish. There's no, from what I understand, there's no mounts in this game. Instead, you morph.
Sea otter, that's awesome.
So you morph when either you're on ground, you're in land, or you're in water. So obviously, like, not obviously, but the ground morphs, you have these three come to you on default. So I bounded it to control. It starts with shift. You just press the shift key as you're walking, and you transform into that creature. Whereas with the glide, what you do is when I'll show you later, when you jump out off of this beginner island, you just press your space bar again, and you automatically shapeshift into the flying element. And then with the water one, you literally just hop in the water and you turn to your otter form. So when you start, one of the first things you do, it has you go to an armory. And the way this game works in terms of combat is it's like New World, where you unlock your skills based on what weapon you have available.
From arrows.
So one of the things is crossbow, one of the things is bow and arrow. What it says with the crossbow, I probably won't show in the video, but crossbow, it explains it as like basically a distance closer and distance opener. So like basically it's an item used to like go in between the two, which I thought was pretty cool. But there's so much variety. Right now I'm leveling with dagger and wand because that's just what I thought was cool. And the defensive skills, so here you have the defense skill. You can only pick one defense skill to have at a time. You have all these slots available with all these active skills. You basically choose which active skills you want on your bar. Obviously, you see here, there's a limit of 12, I believe. Maybe you can have more, but as of right now, I see 12. And then as you also level, you get passive skills, which here, according to your character level, is how many passive skills you can have. So max 8, you start with 3. Pretty cool, pretty nice. Also, when you use an ability, like let's say I've got the daggers, but I use a wand ability, you automatically swap to the wand. But it's important to notice, like, it matters which default weapon you have available for your basic attacks, because with dagger and wand, one's melee, one's ranged. You see, I'm still messing with the settings, but once you get through this beginner area, it's actually pretty simple. You just follow Lottie. She'll talk to you in Korean, see some English. Basically, world's falling apart. You're a special kid. You have magic abilities. You need to stop them, right? So it's an NCSoft story. I don't really care too much about it. Oh, actually, let's talk about this. So a mechanic that's in this game, when we talk about defensive skills, is I'm going to press play soon. You'll see a purple circle go around him. You want to activate your defensive skill when the circle closes. And if it does, you dodge the attack and you activate the defensive skills ability. So I don't do it here, but it's because I'll show you. You see this purple circle right there? You want to make sure you activate your dodge ability. Also, because I have 168, like 160, 200 ping, like it's harder for me to time it, but it's also me just not paying attention. This is me actually successfully doing a defensive skill right. So my defensive skill with daggers is a roll. So when you roll, you get a poison attack buff and you get invisibility. So he's got no idea where I am. I can reposition, and I can attack. So combat's pretty nice, but as of right now, so things that I've heard online, which I can't talk about much right now, is levels 0 through 20, it's pretty slow. Similar to like classic WoW, people are saying. Right now, so a big problem with the beta was the fact that there was a lot of stationary fighting, and if you just like walked away, like people weren't able to actually do combat. It was just like you just kited them until you're tired. I definitely see where that was in the game, because right now, even current form, the early levels, I'm not speaking about later levels, but the early levels, you're just going to want to sit there and press your abilities and jam out as much damage as you can. I don't know how it is later. Hopefully I'll make more videos and I can explain to you on later on. But right now, it's very much the same. Also, I'm not speaking PvP because obviously I'm level 0 right now. I can't even do PvP. So this right here is the gliding mount. It literally tells you can glide in the air if you're by pressing the space key. And then it gives you this option, right? These options right here. I mess it up. And then this kind of happens. You see a ping slingshot. This I would not attribute to the game. I would attribute to the fact that I'm in Oklahoma playing a game in Korea right now. But you end up just gliding. And it's kind of difficult for me to figure out because, again, I think the ping's a little weird for me right now. Amatori, my freaking dude, is like yelling at me. But you're just gliding down to that area. And this is, I think this is a very common, see the slingshots again, ping. I think this is common in a lot of like Throne of Liberty like trailers. You've seen this, but obviously better than this, because this does not look clean. But again, I think that's more of a, because I'm in the States playing it, this is something that's happening. I don't think when this game releases in NA that you'll be experiencing this. But it's the reality. If you want to play this game right now, you get yourself a Korean account. This is some things you're gonna have to deal with. So you go through more beginner area stuff. You kill a bunch of these Akidu clan guys. You kill this bigger guy. You can't lose because you're going to get constantly healed. Mana consumption was a problem for me at this early in the game. So that's, again, the little dodge circle that I didn't pay attention to because I'm more looking at my buttons right now. I roll too early, get hit with it. So you do damage, goes to cutscene. Oh, this dude, Clay, I will tell you this. This man's a freaking legend. This man's, I don't get motivated by very many in-game characters. This dude's a boss, man. That dude, he created the freaking fast travel in the game. He saved you when you're a kid. He's got electricity spell. This man's, you don't mess with Clay. And then now you are in the game. This is, the game has started. And the first thing you get hit with is some options to buy stuff. LOL. NCSoft, this is some things that's going to happen. But don't know what it says, so you can't buy it. Something that's also really funny to talk about your little the little helper dude, your Amatoi, or whatever he's called, your summon. I think it's some real like psychology. All he says is happy happy, or he either says helpy helpy, but it sounds like happy happy. And just hearing it makes me happy, so it makes me want to play the game. I think it's super smart. It's enjoyable. It's cute. So I don't speak much about cute things in games, but I thought that was awesome. Happy happy. So at this point in time, you are not in the beginner area. You are in the game. This is the game. We've gone past the tutorial. We've gone past the beginner island, and now we are in the theme park version of the game. This is the first town. It's called Castleton, and almost everything. It's gonna start. There's gonna be like more tutorial aspects. It's gonna explain to you like this is how you upgrade gear. This is how you fast travel. This is the beginning quest line, things like that. But this is very much the game. I imagine you could probably do bare minimum and skip through it should you want to. I don't. I play through it because I'm trying to figure out the game. So here we are. We're in the open world of the game. First thing you do is you do some beginner quest lines. And the big thing I want to talk about right off the rip is how the game feels. I want to talk about how the game feels because that's very much what you're going to get out of the first 10 levels. Hey guys, Brothers XV from the future here. So I actually misspoke a lot and I fact checked myself. NCSoft did not develop Lost Ark. So I say it throughout the video that like NCSoft, they also made Lost Ark. I didn't know. I looked up, fact checked myself. So this is me now correcting myself, but it doesn't change anything that I am saying in the video in terms of like how the game feels. So I apologize about that in advance. Let's continue with the video. In terms of like what the ambiance of the game is. The best way for me to explain how to explain this game is it literally feels like a 3D version of Lost Ark. If you are familiar with Lost Ark, and you liked Lost Ark, like look, this screen right here, you can go in Lost Ark, like this is the same kind of UI you could expect out of Lost Ark. You'll see it whenever you pull up a menu, start like kind of keying into it. think about Lost Ark every single time, like this is like the same color palette as Lost Ark. It's the same kind of like everything you're constantly rewarded like Lost Ark. So like, and I'm not saying Lost Ark is bad. I actually enjoyed Lost Ark. If I had 3 really good friends that I always could play Lost Ark with, I'd be playing Lost Ark every day. But the problem was with me for Lost Ark was like playing by myself. I felt like I was going down a tunnel, and there was no light. And so I eventually stopped playing. But like, listen to the game. Think, think, think. Think. Like all the freaking like the reward stuff, all the clicking in the menus, it all sounds like a Lost Ark-ish. And it's because it's NCSoft, right? It's the same developer, so they know it works and they're gonna keep doing it. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying if you want to know how this game feels when you're interacting with it, and you want to know right now, go play Lost Ark. Go play Lost Ark, and if you don't like it, you're probably not gonna like the way this game feels. In terms of, again, the overall ambiance, like working through the UI and things like that. The combat is different. The combat's different, but it's not in terms of like, again, how the game feels when you're running around.
Go to last, and I'm pretty sure.
That's how it feels. Going through the first couple missions, it's just showing you. Actually, so I want to talk about this. Second negative thing I will say about Throne Liberty, which I mean, it's not unique to this game, right? It's not a Throne in Liberty problem. It is a problem with almost every game right now. You can just tell there's already going to be a huge botting problem. So this is like the first beginner area, and I was a little bit confused because they did have auto-playing features in the beta, so I wasn't sure if there's auto-playing in the current game, and maybe there is. Maybe I'm wrong, so like I'll figure out later on in the game if there's auto-playing or not. But the beginning area, literally the first fields,
cannot attack other players under protection effects.
You see this. This dude just ranged item. Second dude ranged item. His guild is DT000001. But these dudes are just in the field, and any enemy that pops up, tab, attack. Tab, attack. And meanwhile, I'm like trying to figure out my buttons. Like, these dudes are just like auto leveling. And it's so that they can sell max level accounts. Like that's all it is. So I do think there's gonna be a big bot problem with this game. There's a huge bot problem with Lost Ark. Same thing, but we'll figure out what the developers want to do with it. But it's just something that you should know about. You'll see it within the first 10 levels. So we're doing beginner quests. A good thing about Throne Liberty is when it comes to MMOs, like there's only so many quests you can get. There's go kill these mob quests, go collect these quests, go talk to these people quests. It's very like MMOs have been out for like 20 plus years now, man. Like you cannot make so many unique quests, and if you can, dude, go make yourself an MMO. What Throne Liberty does well though, it tells you why you're doing the quest. Like, I'm doing this quest because there's a population problem in the settlement, and then I'm gonna go talk to the freaking herbalist here, and the herbalist is like, I need you to kill these monsters to get these items so that I can make you your rancid potion that you are asking for. And you're getting the rancid potion to bring back to the person or you're bringing back the rancid powder to bring back to this person so that they can make the potion, and you need that potion so you can bring it to her. Like, there's reasons why. So it's like, if you don't like it, I'm sorry, you just don't like questing at this point. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't know how much better you can make it. There's a reason why you're doing things. There's a reward system towards what you're doing. It's the beginning of the game. It's not like you're gonna have like some like super awesome quest that's gonna kick off by level 8. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's my take on it, but that's also why I'm not completely turned off by Throne Liberty. It's just like the difference in things. I don't know. At least everything is voice acted. At least we have voice acting right now. Like, it's not like Lost Ark where it's just like pow, 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 and it's a bunch of words. Or World of Warcraft has been out for 19 years now, and nothing's voice acted. You need an add-on to get things voice acted. So again, I know this game is literally in a different language, and I understand what's going on. Oh, let's pause it here actually. So every time you level up, you get a skill point, and this is what your skills look like. basically you have you have 4 skills, and you have strength, dexterity, wisdom, perception. Every single one of them increases your max damage. Each one of them has has slightly separate effects, which I don't know what meta is, but you could probably Google it and figure it out. So with strength, I believe it gives you more health regen. For dexterity, it gives you more attack speed, and it also gives you a higher crit. For wisdom, gives you more mana regen, and perception gives you more basically like debuff recovery. So like you don't get CC'd as easily, and you don't get CC'd as long. But all of them, when you like, if I was playing with daggers, right, and I max my perception first, I will still do more damage with daggers. But I obviously won't crit as often. So it's just something to keep in mind, the way the levels. Here you can see you put both your weapons. This is where all your equipment is. Later on, we'll get into how you rank up equipment. Oh, by the way, I just want to talk. I just want to say this real quick. I'm not into video game characters, but Martinet, she kind of a baddie, bro. She kind of a baddie. That's good graphics right there. So within the first 10 levels, the game's going to teach you how to improve gear. And it's a Korean MMO. It's NC Soft. It's going to be exactly what you expect. All right? It's nothing crazy. All you're doing, it's Lost Ark system, right? But it's different reagents. It's different how you can kind of do it. It's Black Desert Online, just a little bit different in terms of reagents. You get what's called growth stones. And you attribute it to, you put it into whatever item you want to improve. You put a little bit of gold down, which probably will become an insignificant amount. Maybe it'll become a significant amount later on down the line. And then it's right now a 100% level up rate. I guarantee you, I don't know, but I'm willing to put some money on it, that later on down the line, it's going to be a percent chance, right? It's going to be like you have a 10% chance of improving the weapon. I don't know if it's going to break the weapon if you fail. I don't know if it will just be like, oh, you have to get the reagents again and collect it. But you should expect some Korean style MMO aspects here. It's NC Soft. It's not going to be unique here, all right? I don't know if this is unique, but it was nice. This is a convenience. You see where it says transfer? If I have my daggers level 5, and I'm like, I don't want to use daggers anymore, I want to use bows, you can just transfer it. It'll cost us some gold, 100% transfer rate. It will destroy the daggers, but it will make your bow from level 0 to level 5. Same thing, if I get the next level higher daggers, so there goes like, goes gray, green, blue, purple, probably orange or yellow. If I have like level 5 daggers that are gray, and I get some green daggers, and I don't lose I don't lose all my progress. I take my level 5 daggers, I transfer it to the green daggers, and I'll get partial credit towards my green daggers. It's pretty cool. You don't lose all your growth and momentum, and if you have daggers level 10, you'll basically have every item level 10. You'll just have to like recraft those daggers should you want to transfer it to like the bows or whatever, because you'll lose the item and you have to craft to get the next tier item. We'll get into that, but that's basically how the upgrade system works. The game does a pretty good job explaining it, again, in Korean to an English speaker, so it's very easy how it does. But you see it right here. You just level up, and then it's like, okay, cool. It says click the screen, click the screen. Okay, now it costs 2 instead of 1. When it's level 2, it's gonna cost 3. And what I still don't know is how to collect those growth stones. I know there's certain like if you do completion quests, you'll get them, but I don't know if like that's the only way. There's probably other ways, but I just haven't discovered it yet. So this is the transfer I was talking about. So I have new daggers. I want to carry over my progress. I have level 3 daggers. I transfer for 10K. 10,000 transfer. I hear some Korean beat bop in the background. Confirm. Confirm it. Just do it. Just confirm it. Do it, brother. Just confirm it. Do it. It's 100%. And then level 2. Cool. Good to go. And that is literally how the transfer works. So this is, when we talk about the mount system, this is the otter form. So I rebounded my my mount or my transform, my morph key from shift into control because I'm used to playing WoW. And I made, you see it down here at the bottom. I can't move my mouse because this thing's going to pop up. But I made like, where see the Cobra, it's on a Q. So you look on the right side, same spot, I made that shift Q. So because I had a hard time, like I'd press shift in combat and like kind of morph, it'd be a little weird. I just took it off shift, I put it on controls. But a lot of the things on the tutorial guide did not properly transfer from when it was shift. So it still says shift if I want to sprint. So like I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit, but here I have it. In the water, you can sprint and you're in otter form. This one is pretty seamless. It's actually pretty nice. So you just go all the way across to whatever you want to get to. And here I'll actually show you the transform to the mount. Literally, it's very simple. It's actually very nice. It gets a little finicky. If I stop moving, it'll automatically transform me back to a human. And so like sometimes it gets weird when I go to my auto run and my morph key, because when I auto run but I'm already in my morph key, if I slightly stay still for a second, it'll transfer me back to a human and I just have to morph back. Not a huge deal, slight little learning curve to it. All right, these guys are looking for the person you're trying to find to give the potion to, and they're like, hey, who are you, man? And so you go and fight them. I'll just go through the entire fight sequence for you guys. You haven't seen much combat up to this point, so let me just show you guys. Uh-oh. So you got an AoE circle that I had to get around. Some swing effects. For the most part, I don't really need to move. They're low leveled. And again, like, I'm just low level. It's not too difficult. So I use this. I've got an ability called Shadow Strike, which is when you see me turn around. That ability I just press the E. It does bonus damage when they're poisoned. So my Q, which I just used right there, helps me poison them. I've got my G and my F up. See the poison icons coming up? That's why I know my E will do bonus damage to them. That was a pretty poor explanation, but there's a lot going on. You're just playing with your abilities, basically. This is a cool little thing in the game. It took me a little while to figure out, but you can basically interact with items you're investigating. It took me a while because I'm like spam clicking. It says touch the golden flower. I had to long press. So once I long pressed, I discovered the key. And then once I got the key, and after that, I'm able to open the chest, get what I need, and move on. Ooh, let's look at this. English subtitles, so I can understand what's going on. I think what's going on with my flying is just the fact I'm so weak, or I'm so early in level, that I just can't fly much. And I accidentally end up killing myself. So I don't think it's really much of a ping issue. I think it's more of a low level. Resurrect, so now it's a fast travel. So the way but getting items or better items in this game works, from what I understand, is I haven't got anything from drops. You probably can get some stuff from drops later on, but maybe this is a way to protect yourself from like loser's luck, basically. Is you get these reagents, which can be found a miscellaneous amount of ways. You pick them up, you mine them, you do a quest, you get something, and then once you get all the crafting material and the crafting blueprints, basically, you can then make the item of your choice, because all these items have the same type of reagents. They're just a little bit different. So like instead of a strength crystal for the swashbuckler cloak, you might need something else. You might need a different kind of crystal, like maybe a different whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say. Instead of a rare mineral, you need a rune leather. Stuff like that. In 3, 2, 1. And I level up, big dog. So that's when I hit 9. I actually think around this point, I'm about to switch off the game. But this is like the first 9 levels. Again, so let's find Scarab in the back. So just to recap, things you should expect in this game. In terms of bad things, right? First bad thing is if you want to play right now, you have to get a Korean account, and you have to VPN yourself to Korea. So you're going to deal with ping with that. And you're also going to deal with a lot of background sounds being Korean, but you can read everything in English. All the UIs are in English for you. Bad thing number 2 is a bot problem, right? You're already seeing some bots in the in the beginner leveling experience, which is a big indicator of like this game's probably going to have a bot issue moving on. But again, every game's dealing with it. It's not unique to this game. I wouldn't cast out this game simply because it's bots. What I'm saying, you're seeing bots right now. I would get frustrated if bots start trashing the economy. Like that's when it becomes like a really bad thing. But again, it's one thing will lead to another. And then the third bad thing in my opinion, is also if it's dependent on you. If you did not like Lost Ark's UI, you did not like it, you will not like this UI, and you'll have a very unpleasant time experiencing this game. So I wouldn't even waste your time. If you want to know right now, if you don't know if you'd like it or not, just play Lost Ark. If you don't want to play Lost Ark, go play Black Desert Online. If you don't like those UIs, you will not like this UI, and you'll be playing the game and you will be like miserable while you're playing it, just because you're like getting this, you're like fighting yourself while playing the game. And then the last thing is the lighting. And what I did to fix the lighting is I just turned the lighting graphic down to low, and for the most part, it solved all my problems. But you saw in the beginning of the video, like the whole screen would go white. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Those are all the bad things. The good things is the graphics in this game, man. It's beautiful. Like the game, it's a modern MMO. It feels right. It takes a little while to get used to if you're used to playing WoW, but once you get used to it, it does feel good. Another good thing about this game is it constantly rewards you. It's reward from like level 1, probably all the way to like max level until like you have bigger goals.
What's old Nunu?
You're constantly getting rewarded. Shut up, me. You're constantly getting rewarded for what you're doing.
I'll play I'll play current Nunu mid, bro.
Fun. I'm literally talking about freaking League of Legends right now. I think the game's pretty good right now. It's first 9 levels, so it's slower. You can chalk down a bad boat too, but it's beginning of the game, right? I'm not casting out this game. I'm gonna keep playing this game. I know this was kind of a pretty lousy review, but hopefully this is more than what you're getting right now. This is what I've been experiencing. This is what you'll experience. And if you like this video, then please just leave a comment below, like it. Let me know you want to see me going from like 10 to 19 or something like that. So just to let you know like where the pace is at. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.